What's going on, everybody? Automatic here from Freedom Gaming, here to bring you a very spicy deck tech video. I'm bringing you Oswald's Workshop Dime Combo. Super excited to bring this deck to you guys. I've been working on it for about a week and a half, trying to work out the kinks, try to figure out the balance of removal of items and inkables and uninkables. I think I got it dialed into what we have here today. I have a big tournament coming up this Saturday, a double case tournament down in South Florida at Southside Gaming. Really looking forward to that. I've been testing this deck with my community in the South Florida Discord as well as my Freedom Gaming teammates. Really excited about this deck. I think I got it to a good spot, but we'll see. The tournament this weekend will definitely be a telling sign of how it does. But without further ado, let's get right into it. I wanted to start this off by talking about the item package. So I wanted to build this deck revolving around Oswald. I think Oswald is a very powerful card. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's meta shaping like, say, something like Diablo was. But it definitely caught my eye. I'm a big blue player. I love playing items. I've been playing Hiram and Popsicle since set 2. So this card really called out to me when we saw it spoiled in the Disney 100 boxes a couple months ago. Very excited to build this card, build around this card, and I wanted to start with the item suite that we have here. Obviously your 4 Popsicles, your 4 Fortispheres, your Fishbone Quills, and your Dimes. I added in Maurice's workshop kind of to just up the density of items that we have without having too much clog. And it works really well with your Popsicles and your Fortispheres to being able to draw extra cards if you get stuck in the mid game. In the character slot for the item package, we have Hiram, staple in all blue decks that's playing Popsicle. Maurice, which is a blast from the past. Big fan of this card ever since it was in set 1. Just never was able to get it out. If there was ever going to be a deck that makes this card work, it's this one. And you're probably talking to yourself, hey, it has 2 health, or 2 attack. Brawl, Sisu, Ice Block Little Sisu, Big Sisu, Medusa. Yes, all of those things are very scary things. But in my opinion, and in what I've been testing, if you are waiting to use your removal on a Maurice, that means my Oswald's living, and that means my Hiram's living. So I think it's a really cool late game card that you can kind of cheat out early with the ramp package that we'll get into in a second. But the real big shining star of this is his ability. It works. When you play an item, you may draw a card. When you ink a card, you might hit an item for free to draw a card. If you have a workshop out, you can draw 2 cards. So if you start looking at the synergy that we got going on, there's a lot of card draw, there's a lot of items in play to bring into Tamatoa, the item king himself. With this item suite, with the way that the deck kind of rolls out, you inherently just have a large board of items, and you land a dime, you land a Tamatoa early, and 1-2, the game's over. Let's try to get to Tamatoa. Let's see what we have here. Ramp suite. The ramp package here, pretty standard, with the inclusion of, from set 6, Sail the Azurite Sea. I think this card's going to be amazing. Any blue deck that that's in blue and is looking to ramp definitely needs a 4 of this card. You're drawing a card, you're inking, you're moving ahead. In this specific deck, you have cards that you can play with that 1 extra ink. So you can go turn 1 Popsicle, turn 1 Fortisphere, into a turn 2 Sail the Azurite Sea, ink 2 cards, and play another Popsicle or Fortisphere. Very good for card draw, very good in this discard heavy meta that we're in, to keeping your hand full, to making sure that you're ramping and not losing out on card advantage, which these 2 other ramp cards do. You're taking away cards from your hand, getting resources on the board, which is great, but in the discard meta it could be a little difficult. So Sail the Azurite Sea is a real big shining spot in this ramp package. Next, to be able to ramp, you have to be able to survive. Aggro's a big deal. Diablo's a big deal. So this ramp suite is very targeted at, say, Diablo, and I feel like this is the right combination of cards One of the things that I struggled with in finding out the numbers, we're at 18 on inkables. We're a ramp deck. We have T-Bows. We have Fishbone Quills. So we can get around that. But the removal suite, I had to try to pick and choose what worked. And I kind of landed here. Grab your swords. Cleans up your board. When you're against an aggro deck, they're going wide. It's a great catch-all for the green steel decks. There's a lot of 2 health stuff. A lot of decks are trying to trade into what we are doing. So they're going to have some damage spread out around with some of the characters that have 3, 4, maybe 5 health. So Grab Your Swords is a real good cleanup in that area. Along came Zeus. Great removal. We have cards like Wasabi. We have Scrooge McDuck, and we have Hiram at 4, which can sing Along Came Zeus, which is effectively allowing us to move and progress further on our game plan by playing out items still and playing out other things while taking care of their board. And the premier Diablo remover itself, Fire the Cannons. This card is an inclusion. Shout out to Hayes. He talked me into putting it in. I was kind of against it just because of one of uninkable, but this card is amazing right now. There's so many things that this just cleans up really easy in the early game. 1 for 1, you're putting them off their tempo in the early game. Other cards, Smash. Smash is insane right now. Deceiver of All, Cove, and Diablo. Very big problem for a lot of decks. Aerial, and just some of the other cards in this format. Just 3 damage can really be the deciding factor in trying to get some removal suite. One of my new favorite cards as well is Wasabi. 4-drop 3/3. He's evasive on your turn. That's why it's called Removal and Diablo Suite. He's really good at dealing with Diablo. He sticks as well through the trade, and when you have stuff like Popsicles, you can heal him and recurse some stuff. But also, won a couple games with him as well, because when you banish an item, you gain 1 lore. So I know so many people have been at 19 lore, and you just can't cross the finish line. You've already used your dime. You've already done whatever. Wasabi can do that. But he's also removal for the opponents. Maleficent Staff is a card that I'm seeing that might be a problem in this next set. Wasabi answers that. Opposing Dimes. Wasabi answers that. Just a multitude of items in this format that it can work. One last thing I want to note on the removal is Zeus is also in here for location removal. This deck and blue decks kind of struggle with location removal from time to time, so being able to save this to take out a castle, to take out a library, to take out some of these new red decks and yellow decks that are going to be using locations as well. Last couple cards that we got to talk about, Captain Hook, Scrooge McDuck. Just talking about locations, these guys are my location killers. Ramping to Scrooge McDuck on turn 3 is very, very powerful. Not a lot of removal on 3 can deal with a 5/5 body. And he's very sticky. He quests for 2 and trades very high into opponents' characters if they try to remove him. Likewise with Captain Hook, he trades up a lot of the time with his Challenger 2 ability. So a 1-drop having 3 attack power is very strong. It stops a lot of the aggro strategies from questing. And then also if they start to drop locations, that 3 damage can add up. And what I like to do in my boards is I will utilize Fortisphere a lot heavily in this deck because I'm churning out so many items. Hiram has a bountiful amount of items to choose from when he's questing or playing. So Fortisphere and Popsicle, I'm able to use their abilities more often than, say, in a blue-red deck or a generic blue-steel deck, which gives your Scrooge McDuck bodyguard. So when you go into quest with it or challenge with a Captain Hook on a 1 attack power or a location deck, and you pair it with Scrooge, you can feel free going in because bodyguard on Scrooge is very, very powerful. Also gives you freedom to quest with your Oswalds early, which might seem very scary, but when you got a 5/5 bodyguard next to you, it's not too bad. So what the deck's looking to do, you're trying to do multiple things per turn with each card selection. So you want to be able to play a Tipo to ramp to get to the late game, but have a body on board. You want to play a Hiram to draw 2 cards and have a body on board. You want to play Scrooge to create a threat in the lore game and also as a body. Um, so in your late game strategy, Maurice and Tamatoa are all-stars. Like those are the guys that are going to close you out the game. If they stick for more than a turn, you'll combo off. Maurice's first ability, which I forgot to talk about, when you quest with him, pay 2 less for an item the next time you play. So when you go and you play Maurice and he doesn't die to removal, which again, if they're saving the removal for that, some of your other cards are going to probably help win the game. But if he's allowed to survive, you quest for 2, and then you can play a dime for 5. Really good. You can play a workshop for 1, or you can play Popsicle and Fortisphere for free while drawing a card from all of these items. Now you pair that with Tamatoa, and you can start to see how this deck can just really grind out some games and just end games very quickly. So like I said, this is what I'm working with. I really like the deck where it's at right now. It has a lot of play into a lot of things. The removal suite is very strong in my opinion. I think it deals with a lot what's going on. And it's not too heavy of a removal suite where it takes away from the core of the deck. If you do sleeve this up, if you do test this online, there's a lot of uninkables. Like I said, 18. So you got to make sure that you're not just 1-for-1ing every turn. You want to make sure you're trying to accelerate. You need to get to that 6, 7, 8 ink count to really like progress and end the game. And there's a lot of, it's very quick once the deck goes. You have a lot of 2 questers. You have a very good dime ability. And yeah, I like it a lot. I hope you guys like it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about it, if you guys test it, if you guys are seeing any cards that I'm missing that I could probably try to test into it. I'll try to post a follow-up in the comments of how I do on Saturday and see if this deck had any legs. I just want to thank you guys for watching the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Also, try to check out some of our other deck tech videos that our guys are putting out. We're going to try to do some shorts as well. We have a 150 subscriber giveaway. We're very, very close. We're giving out a Maribel promo. Look forward to seeing some more giveaways in the near future. As well, try to watch out for our podcast that we do weekly. And yeah, just let me know what you guys think in the comments. So catch you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks.